Welcome, everybody. You probably noticed we are dressed up today. Welcome to Superhero Storytime with Super Captain Brave Man. My name is Jennifer Norman. I am joined by special guests today. We have Kyle Norman, who is our captain of our pirate ship today. And we are joined by the lovely and delightful Jessica Payne, who is the Director of Operations for a wonderful organization called Kids Need to Read. Jessica, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited.
Fantastic, fantastic. I would love to tell all the Super Captain Brave fans out there, number one, all about Kids Need to Read, your organization, and why we are dressed like this today.
Well, the reason why we're dressed like this today is because Kids Need to Read loves pirates. A lot of our stuff has pirates on it, and we're reading pirate books today. And what is Kids Need to Read? Well, Kids Need to Read is really easy. It boils down to just we get books to kids. So we work with a lot of schools, and we work with other service organizations that put books in the hands of kids and make sure we help with free little libraries and public libraries and classroom libraries. And my favorite part is occasionally we even go and physically give books directly to the kids.
Amazing.
It's a lot of fun.
Amazing. So your organization helps to give books or get books from, is it from publishers or from donations? How do
we get donations from a lot of different resources. A lot of times it'll be people who will bring us books. We have authors who will sometimes give us books, which is always a lot of fun. And then publishers also like to give us books.
Okay.
So, you know, it's pretty cool because every day, for me at least, somebody sends us something and it's like Christmas. Yay, books!
Is there a minimum that you're asking for when publishers or authors or whatnot are giving you books to give to kids?
Oh, no, never a minimum, because unfortunately the need out there is very real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's amazing to me. All across the country, we have what's called book deserts, where kids literally, especially during this time period, they don't have access to libraries except from school. They may not even have books at home. And the parents may not have a way to get books to their kids. And that's where we like to come in and help the organizations that are helping to get books into the hands of children. And sometimes that's even us actually coming and sorry, let me restart. We help out all across the country and our territories as well. I've sent books up to Alaska as well as Texas, and even from California all the way to New York. It's great.
Oh, okay. I've just been notified that we're not live on Facebook, but I think that we are on my Facebook account. And so I'm just going to continue rather than restarting, because I think we're also live on Instagram and we're recording. So we'll go ahead and repost this to the Super Captain Brave Man Facebook account. I apologize to all of those folks that are trying to get on here, but sometimes we have a few technical difficulties when we're trying to do live streams on multiple platforms. At any rate, I just want to continue. So when there is a need, how do you find out about either libraries or people that might be interested in receiving your books?
Oh, that's actually pretty easy. People will just go to our webpage, and on our webpage there is a tab and that has a link to our application. Okay. And then we give based on need, obviously, and whether or not we have what they need, and then also if we actually have the funds to be able to send to whoever's asking. Shipping, unfortunately, right now is really expensive, and that sometimes is where we get held back a little bit, is based on shipping funds.
I see. Now, I see that you're actually sitting in front of a wall filled with books. So is this the library at your office? Or
This is our lobby, and it's probably one of my favorite places in the whole place to be, because I literally have all of these books at my fingertips, and I get to, I work with them every day. I read a lot of them. just so that when we do work with kids individually, when we do these school giveaways, I can actually point to a kid and say, hey, you're going to love this book because I read it and this is what it's about and it's hilarious or whatever.
Wow.
So that's probably one of the best parts of my job.
Excellent.
It's a toss-up, giving books to kids or reading the books myself.
Yeah. I know that this might be a hard question, but do you know about how many books on average, like in any given year or a month, that you're able to actually ship out to kids?
Let's see. We just finished up our fiscal year, and I know that we gave over 100,000 reading resources. So that would be,
incredible.
yeah, that would be a lot of highlights, magazines, and books and reading buddies that we have been able to hand out to people across the country. I think we actually this last year hit, I want to say it's like 39 states I was able to give to this year. My goal this year, I'm working really hard for it, is to get all 50 states and maybe even into the territories.
Yeah, well, we're rooting for you, and I want to thank you guys so much for this amazing work that you do. The world needs more organizations and more people such as yourself. But without further ado, I would love to get into the book reading. What is the first book that you're going to share with us today, Jessica?
So our first book today is called How I Became a Pirate.
Uh-huh.
And it's written by Melinda Long and illustrated by one of my favorite children's book illustrators, David Shannon.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to get situated here while you do the reading, and we will let our fans enjoy it. So take it away.
All right. Pirates have green teeth, when they have any teeth at all. I know about pirates because one day when I was at a beach building a sandcastle and minding my own business, a pirate ship sailed into view. I knew what it was because its flag had a skull and crossbones on it, and because I could hear the pirates singing, "Hey ho, blow the man down." They were a little off key. I tried to tell Dad, but he was busy setting up the beach umbrella. I tried to tell Mom, but she was busy slathering my baby sister with sunblock. So I went back to my sandcastle, but I kept an eye on the pirates. By then, they were rowing to shore. When they landed, the head pirate climbed out of the boat and yelled, "Ahoy there, matey! Be this the Spanish Main?" "No," I said. "This is North Beach." "Shiver me timbers," the pirate said. "We must have taken a wrong turn at Bora Bora." He walked around my sandcastle. He looked at the moat and then yelled back to his crew, "He's a digger, he is, and a good one to boot." "A good one to boot," the others agreed. "What be your name, matey?" the head pirate asked. "Jeremy Jacob, sir," I told him. "Well, Jeremy Jacob," he said, "you're looking at Braidbeard and his crew. We've been needing a digger like yourself. We've a chest of treasure to bury." "Aye, treasure!" the others shouted. "You're coming with us," Braidbeard told me. I didn't think Mom and Dad would mind as long as I got back in time for soccer practice the next day. That's how I became a pirate. As soon as we were on board, Braidbeard showed me the chest of gold and jewels. "Got to find a safe place for this here treasure. It's high time we are off," he announced. "We're off," we all shouted, and then we set sail. There was plenty to do on board. The pirates taught me to sing sea shanties, the louder the better, and to say real pirate stuff like landlubber and scurvy dog. By dinner time, I could speak pirate perfectly. I also learned pirate manners. Braidbeard pounded his fist on the table and yelled, "Down the hatch, me laddies!" Down the hatch, we all shouted. Braidbeard gulped his food and said, hand over that meat. The meat, we all roared. Nobody told us to finish our spinach. There wasn't any. Or to chew up our carrots. They weren't allowed on the ship. And we talked with our mouths full, and nobody said please or thank you. After dinner, I tried to teach the pirates to play soccer. Braidbeard kicked the ball and yelled, "Arg, soccer! Arg, soccer!" the crew yelled. Then everybody dove for the ball at once, and it rolled right off the deck. After it, me hearties, Braidbeard commanded. After it? We all whispered. We fought over who would go get the ball, but it didn't matter anyway, because a shark came along and swallowed it in one gulp. Gulp. So much for soccer. By now, it was past my bedtime, but nobody tells pirates to go to bed, or take a bath, or to brush their teeth. Maybe that's why their teeth are green. Pirates sleep with one eye open, just in case. And they don't change into pajamas, unless they want to. Pirates don't do anything they don't want to, except for maybe swabbing the decks. I wanted to be a pirate forever. But then I found out what else they don't do. When I couldn't stay awake any longer, I asked Braidbeard to tuck me in and read me a story. Tuck you in, he bellowed. Pirates don't tuck. No tucking, the crew cried. And the only thing they had to read was a map. Don't you have any books? I asked. Braidbeard looked confused. Books? I didn't even bother to ask about the good night kiss. It wasn't easy to fall asleep without a story, but I was finally dozing off when a storm broke. Thunder boomed and lightning flashed. I tried to hide under the covers as the waves slammed up against the ship, but I kept falling out of my hammock. I couldn't find anyone in the cabin. They were all on deck. Lower the sails, Braidbeard shouted. Batten down the hatches. Everybody ran round to yelling and lowering and battening. Nobody had time to sit close and tell me it would be all over soon. Nobody even noticed me. I decided I didn't want to be a pirate after all. Just then, flash, crash, crack, lightning hit the mast and split it right down the middle. What do we do now? Yelled one of the pirates. We'll have to turn back, called another. Put the treasure, hollered Braidbeard. Where will we bury the treasure? I stepped forward. Maybe I can help, I shouted over the wind. I think I know the perfect digging spot. When the storm was over, we rowed back to shore and buried the chest. We drew a map so we could find the treasure again. But I don't think I'll need it. After that, the pirates repaired the ship and got ready to set sail. Before they left, Braidbeard handed me a flag and said, You make a fine pirate, Jeremy Jigup. Guard that treasure well. We'll be back to get it soon enough. Soon enough, the crew repeated. And if you ever need us, Braidbeard added, just run the Jolly Rancher up yonder pole. Up yonder pole, the others shouted. And maybe I will. But not today. I have soccer practice. Yeah.
And oh my goodness, what a wonderful story. I am so excited that you read that. That's the first time that I have ever heard that story.
I love the back of it too.
And you read it so perfectly. I think that you must have been a pirate in a former life.
Well, I do have a pirate name.
You do? That's true.
Yes, it's Captain Ruby Redlips.
Oh my goodness.
I think everybody should have a pirate name.
Oh, that is really curious. I wonder what would Kyle's pirate name be? Well, you've already got a superhero name. He's the captain. But yeah, he's the captain. He's the captain.
The captain.
Super brave
He's so
man.
famous, he doesn't need extra.
Well, before we go, you've got one other amazing book that you're going to read to us, and this one is called Pirate Girl.
Yes, Pirate Girl. This is also by one of my favorite authors. You guys may recognize Cornelia Funk. She writes a lot of different stories. Some of them are for like middle school. I think she's even done a couple of high school books, as well as picture books like this. And this time I'm going to show the pictures, right?
Yes, I'm just going to leave the cover up so that people know what the cover looks like, but we're going to let you read the book and show the pictures also.
Okay. So Pirate Girl by Cornelia Funk, illustrated by Kirsten. Captain Firebeard was the terror of the high seas. Ship, the horrible haddock, sailed faster than the wind over the waves. Whenever the horrible haddock appeared on the horizon, the knees of honest seafaring folk would shake like jelly. Can you see it? Captain Firebeard had a fearsome crew. His helmsman was Morgan O'Meany. His cook was Cutlass Tom. Bill the Bald, Willie Woodenhand, Crooked Carl, and 20 more terrible pirates just like them made up the rest of the motley crew. When Firebeard's crew boarded a ship, nothing was safe. They stole the silver spoons and the captain's uniform. They stole the ship's figurehead and pots and pans, the hammocks and the sails, and of course, they took all the casks of rum. Is that showing right?
Yeah.
Oh. But one day, Firebeard robbed a ship that he really should have left alone. On board was a little girl named Molly. Molly was off on a trip to see her grandma. There's Molly's boat. The pirates leaped on board with an ear-splitting roar. Molly tried hiding among the ropes, but Morgan O'Meany soon fished her out. "What shall we do with her?" he said with a smirk. "Take her with us, you fool!" bellowed Firebeard. "Her parents will pay a handsome ransom for such a little treasure, and if not, then we'll feed her to the sharks." "You'll be sorry for this," cried Molly. But Morgan O'Meany rolled her up like a herring and tossed her on board the horrible haddock. When the sun had gone down, Bill the Bald dragged Molly to see the captain. "All right, tell me your parents' names and addresses, or else," growled Captain Firebeard. "Will not," Molly growled back. "If I told you my mother's name, you'd be so scared you'd cry like a baby." At this, the pirates all howled with laughter. Is that how a pirate would laugh, or would be ho 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 ho? So Molly was put to work. She peeled potatoes and cleaned boots. She polished cutlasses and patched sails and scrubbed the deck. Soon every bone in her body ached. 3 times a day, Firebeard asked her name and address, but Molly just smiled. "Feed her to the sharks!" roared Willie Woodenhand, but Firebeard ground his teeth and said, "She'll talk before long." Every night, the pirates had a party. They drank rum, staggered across the deck, danced on the ship's rigging, and bawled out the rudest songs. But Molly had a plan. While the pirates were carousing, she wrote secret messages and popped them into empty bottles. When the pirates were safely snoring in their bunks, she tossed the bottles into the sea. Molly did this every night. One night, the pirates partied until dawn, but this time they fell asleep on the deck. Molly tiptoed over the tangle of arms and legs and threw her bottles in over the rail. Splish, splash! It landed in the deep, wide sea. Hey, what's that? Yelled Morgan O'Meany. The pirates staggered over the rail. It's a message in a bottle, they all cried. Bring it to me, shouted Captain Firebeard. No! The pirates dived to the bottom of the sea. They searched and searched, but Molly's message had bobbed away. Soaking wet, they crawled back on deck, cursing. Tell me what you wrote, demanded Captain Firebeard. But Molly just kicked his wooden leg. Firebeard turned as red as a lobster. Now it's time to feed her to the sharks! He roared. But a cry from above stopped him. Pirates! Shouted Ten Pint Ted from the crow's nest. Nonsense, scoffed Firebeard. We're the only pirates around here. And there are the pirates. But he was wrong. A ship with red sails was speeding towards them. A giant black flag with a skull and crossbones fluttered from its mast. Who in the name of Neptune's beard is that? Stuttered Firebeard. That's my mom, Molly grinned. It's Barbarous Bertha herself, wailed the crew of the horrible haddock. Firebeard turned white as a sheet, and his pirates rolled their eyes in fear. This time, it was their knees that were shaking, and Bill the Bald's false teeth almost flew out of his mouth. The ship with red sails drew closer and closer. Barbarous Bertha stood at the prow, swinging her cutlass. Wait till she sees my hands, said Molly. They're red and raw from peeling potatoes. That will make my mom maddest of all. Firebeard and his pirates groaned in terror. Wrong way. How do I move this? Soon Barbarous Bertha was alongside the horrible haddock. Her ferocious crew swung themselves over the rail with a horrible roar. We're here at last, my pirate girl, cried Barbarous Bertha, throwing Molly high into the air. We got your message. Your grandma was beginning to wonder where you are. Now, how nasty can we be to these piratical nincompoops? Well, said Molly, that's easy. From that day on, Captain Firebeard and his pirate crew had no time to think about raiding ships. Willie Woodenhand scrubbed the deck. Morgan O'Meany and Cutlass Tom peeled vegetables from morning until night. Captain Firebeard polished Barbarous Bertha's boots 14 times a week. And Molly was finally able to visit her grandma. And that, of course, brings us to the end.
The end. That was such a wonderful story. And again, Jessica, I want you to come over my house and read me a bedtime story every night. You are so fantastic. I think that you are in the right profession for sure. Thank you for introducing everybody here to Kids Need to Read. Can you tell us where people can learn more information about your organization?
That's actually really easy. You can just go to www.kidsneedtoread.org. You can go there, you can read our story, you can see our mission, you can see beautiful pictures. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you want to help out, that's because we always love it when people reach out to help. There is a donate button there on the website, as well as if you're local here to Arizona, we are always looking for volunteers who might want to come in and help me pick books for schools or check books in that wonderful people have donated to us. These are all opportunities that I would love to meet up with you and discuss.
Fantastic. Well, I, for one, as the author and publisher of the Super Captain Brave Man series, would like to tell you that we would like to make a donation of books to your organization. So I'm going to go on to your site right after this and fill out that form for you. So
thank you.
You'll have some more books in your arsenal. And Jessica, I appreciate you being here with us today. I just want to let everybody know that they can go over to SuperCaptainBraveMan.com and find out more information about our books. We've got some of them back here. If you do order any of our books, we do have fun free stickers and fun free tattoos for you. And our viewers of this live stream can actually win a fancy t-shirt. All they have to do is tag 3 friends on the post that we put out there for Facebook and Instagram. And yeah, please go visit www.kidsneedtoread.org and support this wonderful organization to get kids the books that they need to have enjoyment and entertainment and learning as time goes on. Jessica, thank you so much for joining us today. And so now I'm going to close out this live stream, but we really appreciate you as our guest today.
All right, thanks.
Okay, bye everybody. And don't forget that Super Captain Brave Man is here doing this live stream while the kids are still home from school through the end of May. So we've got until next week. And then we're going to be signing off for a bit, but we want to let you know that we've just been so pleased to be able to do these live streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, again through May. Okay, everyone, take care.